On December 19, 1994, 6-year-old Esther Galaz stayed at her family's apartment complex at 4141 East 29th Street while her mother and sister walked to this nearby convenience store. When they returned, Esther was nowhere to be found.
Her remains were eventually found in an area just northeast of where she went missing.
Esther clearly had suffered from blunt force trauma.
Initially, during the initial investigation, there were some child witnesses that had described a male talking to Esther near the convenience store where her mom had gone. And Esther was called out by name, and Esther went and got immediately into this truck. So a lot of media coverage on that.
This is how far Esther's mom and sister were the day she was taken, just steps away from this convenience store that they came to. Now, as we know, surveillance video becomes very important in some of these investigations, but almost 30 years ago, that was unheard of. So that has made things even harder.
Close to 1,000 tips came in following Esther's murder. That year, 1994, Tucson Police were working other cases involving juveniles, leading many to believe a serial kidnapper was on the loose.
At that time, there was the Southside molester cases that were also happening at various complexes and apartments on the South Side with similar type victims to Esther. So some of those composite sketches matched the composite sketch created in Esther's case.
The man found guilty of those molestations, Rodolfo Cedeno Morales, is serving a 248-year term for kidnapping 5 Tucson girls and molesting 3 of them. Morales remained a prime suspect in Esther Galaz and Karen Grajeda's deaths until recently.
Further advanced forensics have been completed, and different, more modern investigative techniques have been used over the last 5 years to develop potentially another suspect that doesn't match the description that the children initially did it. They're small kids, their memories change, their descriptions are different. And it's likely that the suspect is not a Hispanic male, which was originally thought to be. So we're broadening our suspect search.
Because the investigation is continuing, there's not a lot that Tucson Police can say about this potential suspect. But the cold case detectives tell us there's still a lot of work to be done.
And unfortunately, technology can't take us all the way there. It's going to have to be, knocking on doors, the old traditional type of police work that may potentially lead us down the road to identifying a suspect. We're hopeful.
These are still cases that people remember. They're not solved, and it's our hope that by the time we finish our careers here, that we can either result in a resolution by identifying a suspect, potentially prosecuting that suspect, and giving some closure to the family.